Hello Aries, it is time for your December update, your mid-December reading. We're going to start off with an oracle card as usual, and your card popped out while I was shuffling, so I put it right on top. We have receiving, opening self to worthiness. So this feels like it's a very specific area, or maybe something that's just been on your mind off and on over the last few months, where you feel like you're not deserving of some praise or some accolades, like you've been underperforming in your mind and you don't deserve a promotion, a raise, or some other form of recognition for the work that you've been putting in. What you don't see or acknowledge about yourself is that you put in naturally a few times more effort than most others, and it comes to you naturally in this area that you're thinking of, which is why you think it's been too easy. But it isn't easy. Not for everybody else. It may be easy for you because this is where you're naturally talented or where you're naturally drawn to. Maybe because it's a path that you should be following. It seems easy to you, but in reality it is something that others find very hard to do or to comprehend or to understand. Recognize that this is a unique thing of yours and it deserves recognition, not just from others, but from yourself. So be open to recognizing that spark within you and accept that recognition, celebrate it, receive it, really receive it into your body, into your soul. Accept the praise. And don't try to minimize that accomplishment. You may be able to even talk about it with a few close friends of yours that you didn't think it was anything special. And they may reinforce the fact that, yeah, it is. It's not something they would think to do or that could do or are naturally talented at. It may take them more effort. And what it is you can do is helping others in some way, even if it's just to make tasks easier in the workplace. Even if it's just a support role from your perspective, it's greatly appreciated and very welcome and very helpful. So don't minimize it. Receive that praise. Open yourself up to feeling worthy of something that to you seems like no big deal. Because to everyone else, it is a big deal. All right, let's see what your tarot cards have to say. And if it aligns with that, or if it's something else, we have 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Star, and the 5 of Swords. So, a few pentacles here. So I do strongly feel this may be related to work or something to do with the home, maybe even finances in some way, although it feels more like it's task orientated or knowledge or some innate talent that you tend to have and not realize not everybody else has. But it's helpful and it is somehow related to resources or obtaining resources, hence work or career also. It could strongly be the vibe here. You also have a couple of swords in this reading, and swords have to do with communication. There may be some struggles around that. Maybe you may have issues communicating a new idea that you have as we're getting closer to the end of the month. But let's get into the cards themselves and see what each of them have to say. So we're starting off here with the 10 of Pentacles. 10s in general are completion, the end of something. They're also at the same time the starting point for something new, the next stage, the next level. So this could be things have come full circle in this area, and now you're ready to close that loop and then go on to the next thing. I don't know why that was important to say, but they wanted me to say it just like that. So there you go. Close the loop. Why? Because if you can't find closure on the loop, if you can't let yourself let go and close that loop and trust that things will work out the way that they should so that you can move on, you're going to be stuck there in that loop for a whole nother cycle, and you don't want that and you don't deserve that. So let yourself close the loop on that situation. Close it out. finalize it, release it from you, and hand it off to somebody else. It's time. Because you're leveling up, and all that's going to do is hold you back. Now, some other keywords or things that people say about the Ten of Pentacles is that this is a legacy card. So maybe that's why you're having trouble letting go of it or closing the loop, because you're handing off your work thus far, your legacy, to someone else now to take over and manage, so that you can focus on building your next stage, your next thing. So this could be a job change where you have to hand over your tasks and duties to someone else so that you can focus on more of a leadership role or some other role that you really want to do and have had a desire to get into for a long time. But you have to make sure you're fully disconnected from the old one, because you've built something solid there, something that can last a while as long as they follow all the steps and things, but you also have to trust them to do it. You need to let go of that so that you can focus on the new and build on the new things. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, another card that is a pentacle, resources. It's an earth element. This one is making sure you're finding some equitable, not necessarily outcomes, maybe treatment from both the place that you're leaving and the place that you're headed toward. So equilibrium, maybe that's the right word. You need to find some equilibrium here as you're transitioning. That feels right. Because you need to stay in contact a little bit with them once you close that chapter, just in case they have follow-up questions. So make sure you're minding your time and setting time aside for that. Maybe meet with them weekly for a couple of weeks to iron out any confusion or other issues they may have, because now you're not there on the daily to monitor them. So they may be coming back to you with questions. Be mindful that you will need to set aside time for that, and do that so that that's blocked off on your calendar, and you have that specific time for that, so that the rest of your time can be focused on building your new knowledge, building up your new expectations, figuring out how things work in the new circumstances. It's very mindful of the equilibrium for you. The Six of Pentacles in general are usually about kind of a give and take, right? You still have to give a little bit to the past here until you can completely let go of it, because we're still kind of in a transition phase. But the exchange there, that you're handing all of that over, the equilibrium you're getting is that you are on the other side of it. You are in this new phase. You are starting this new project or whatever this is for you. So you can focus most of your time there. Just make sure you're allocating a little bit of time, buffer time, for helping the transition go smoothly on the back end. And that is what I'm feeling for that. Yep, okay. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Aces in general, new, fresh beginnings, fresh starts. Ace of Swords in particular, inspiration, ideas, brainstorming. Maybe this is a completely new project and you're brainstorming ideas on how you might want to accomplish it. What do we want to do first? Coming up with the initial plan, the initial ideas. What possible steps do we want to take? How could we accomplish this? This feels like planning, but it's like the first steps in the planning process. What is the goal here? What are we trying to accomplish? What is the outcome that we want? Coming up with those ideas. And then once you narrow it down to that, then you can go on to the next things. So be open with your possibilities. Don't block yourself into one thing or another. Let everything flow in. Write them all down and then narrow them down as you go. But have fun with that process of figuring out what the next steps should be, what the first steps you should be, and what the overall vision should be. The overall vision is going to be very important and help guide everything else for you. And then we have the Star. So amongst all this transition that you have going on here in the second half of this month, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're being mindful of your body and your energy needs. Take some time off if you can, and really take some time off. Disconnect. Spend that time with family. Spend that time in a bathtub. Go out. Let's see, do something involved with candlelight or with fire in some way, responsibly. Maybe you write down all of your wishes for the following year on some paper and then burn that, sending those wishes out in the smoke, out into the universe for manifestation. But do something, whatever is for you, that almost feels a little bit ritualistic. Not just because we're transitioning into a new year, not just because of the season, but because you have this actual transition going on in your life right here. And that's just going to solidify it a little more and let it sink into your bones and get you even more committed to it and more settled within it. This is mainly about you and a transition or a switch for your energy flow, if you will. This might be, I don't want to say it's more high stress, but it is a different kind of energy that you'll be working with going forward. Maybe you were in a supporting role before, but now you're at the lead, you're the front, you're the face of it. Perhaps this time with the star energy is about buying that new outfit for the first big meeting. Maybe it's about getting your nails done. Maybe it's about getting a fresh haircut. Whatever it is for you, do something that cements this new phase of your life. And then we have this Five of Swords that we're ending this reading with. Fives in general can indicate conflict. Five of Swords could be an argument. It could be a misunderstanding. It could be anything to do with words or communication, inspiration, and ideas. So whatever this is that you're coming with, the overall vision, that might be what is important here, is make sure that you are very clear what the overall vision or end result is that you want for this new thing. If it's something that you can really solidly be behind, that you truly believe in, that's going to help you defend it when those ideas are challenged. Because somebody is going to challenge that. Maybe it's somebody who wanted to be involved or have more of a leadership role on it that you have to have on your team for this project or something like that. But they're going to be challenging the steps that you decide to take, the way you decide to do things. So this would be a month where you want to have it be very clear on exactly what the objective is and that you truly believe in that objective, because that's going to help you defend it. Now, there's also a caution here that you don't want to win at all costs. So be open to the ideas. Maybe not on what the overall objective is, but maybe what individual steps on the way to that objective could be. So try not to win the argument or the case at all costs. Make sure you are considering the other ideas, or at least maybe set up some meetings for the next month to go over their concerns and ideas. And you can discuss them at that time. But be firm that this is, again, your vision right now. The vision right now, at this very, very early stage of this, whatever it is, adding on to the house even, whatever it is for you. This is the early plans. You don't have everything locked in yet, but this is the overall vision and your idea of where this should be going. Just know somebody is going to challenge you, and it's important that you try not to win at all costs and be a little bit flexible. But at the same time, you need to be very, very clear about what it is you want. All right, Aries, that is what I have for you for your mid-December update. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonates with you or not. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, and please subscribe to help me grow my channel. And then, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.